Pet care has evolved. For over 30 years, PetMeds has delivered expert-backed health solutions for pets and their people. Flea and tick prevention? Check. Supplements? Covered. Prescription diets? Handled. All with fast delivery and zero guesswork. Your dog will still think every ball is their life's purpose, and your cat will still pretend you don't exist. But with PetMeds, they'll be healthy enough to be their true selves. Right now, use code PODCAST for 40% off your order at PetMeds.com. PetMeds. Care you trust.
Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Monday, 2 June. Oh dear, over halfway through the year. Today we're going to be talking about the Chinese have been spying on Dutch industries, says the country's defense minister. Lavrov and Rubio have spoken on the phone ahead of today's peace talks. And the Conservative leader has won the Polish presidential election. So firstly, Chinese efforts to spy on Dutch industries are intensifying with a focus on semiconductors, the Dutch Minister for Defense said on Saturday. Dutch Military Intelligence Agency said in its annual report in April last year that Chinese spies have been targeting the Dutch semiconductor, aerospace and maritime industries to try and strengthen China's armed forces. When asked if the spying had stopped, he said that it's continuing in our new latest intelligence reports. Our intelligence agency said that the biggest cyber threats are coming from China, and that we do see that most cyber activity when it comes to us being as from China. China's foreign ministry did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Beijing routinely denies allegations of cyber espionage and says it opposes all forms of cyber attack. Dutch intelligence agencies first publicly attributed cyber espionage to China last year when they said that state-based hackers from China had gained access to Dutch military intelligence networks. So what? I mean, this is completely unsurprising and makes complete sense. These are key intelligence requirements for China, semiconductors, aviation, and aerospace. So yeah, makes complete sense. And also, as we've talked about previously, China loves cyber attacks because, again, they're deniable. It's that grey zone type of stuff where if something happens and, you know, they can just deny it. They're just like, nah, wasn't us, bro. And then, you know, what are the Dutch going to do? In reality, I mean, you might end diplomatic relations, but that would probably be the end of it. So yeah. And next, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and the US Secretary of State have spoken to each other about a new round of peace talks due to take place in Istanbul today. The Russian Foreign Minister said in a statement, "The situation is linked to the Ukraine crisis," they discussed, the ministry said. Lavrov and Rubio also exchanged views on various initiatives concerning a settlement with Ukraine on the crisis, including plans to resume direct Russian-Ukrainian talks in Istanbul. The ministry also said that Rubio expressed condolences over the deaths that occurred when 2 bridges were blown up in separate Russian regions bordering Ukraine. The US State Department said that Rubio reiterated US President Donald Trump's call for continued direct talks between the two countries to achieve a lasting peace. So what? While, I mean, this is just more of the same, right? It's just more of Russia pretending they want to participate in peace talks and just delaying so they can continue this conflict and not upset Trump. It's highly unlikely. Well, it was highly unlikely that these peace talks today would achieve anything. And, you know, and then Ukraine went and conducted that attack against Russian air bases over the weekend, which makes it almost certain that they're not going to achieve anything. Russia is going to want retaliation rather than peace. So not much is probably going to come out of today. Probably more of the same. I don't have high hopes. And I don't think the US has any ability to dictate or control that in any way. Lastly, according to Polish media reports, the Conservative candidate has won the runoff election for president. Major Polish media outlets have reported that the count was at 99% of the votes, but that the Polish National Electoral Commission had confirmed that the Conservative candidate had won. He secured 50.89% of the vote, while his opposition secured 49.11%. They said, damn close. The Electoral Commission said on its website that it had counted all votes and would officially announce the results later on Monday, today. While Polish presidents are mainly ceremonial, they are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. They can veto government bills and have a say in the country's foreign policy. They can also propose new legislation. So not very just ceremonial, is it? Donald Tusk's pro-EU coalition government has attempted to reform. Attempts at reform have been blocked several times by the current Conservative incumbent president. So what? It's just going to be more of the same then, isn't it? We're back to the same situation in Poland where you have the Conservatives holding the presidency and pro-EU coalition holding the government. So they're just going to continue to battle it out. We might see some movement and some change around some key issues, but we're not going to see sweeping reforms in Poland anytime soon by the sounds of it. Outside of that, it seems unlikely that they'll change their support to Ukraine, but it is possible, especially as he's technically the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. We might see him try and limit what they're getting up to in Ukraine, but outside of that, I don't think there'll be a huge change for Poland. But I definitely need to look more into this, as it could be pretty critical, especially for Ukraine if things do change. But yeah, thank you very much for listening to the Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time. See you.
Benny, come get your hydroxyanacyl and melamine.
Not all fresh dog food is created equal. At Just Food for Dogs, we invest in the science behind your pet's food. While others use low-quality meat and fillers, Just Food for Dogs is gently cooked, human-grade food for complete nutrition. Give us 2 weeks and we'll change your dog's life. Get 50% off your first subscription order now at justfoodfordogs.com. Plus, when you order in May, you'll be entered to win a year's supply of food in their free Year of Fresh sweepstakes.